Welcome back to Math Husay Math 10 tutorial. In this lesson, you will learn how to find the roots of polynomial equation using the rational root theorem. Let's start. Now, what is the rational root theorem? Let a sub n x to the power of n plus a sub n minus 1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2 x to the power of n minus 2 up to a sub 1 x plus a sub 0 equals 0, where a sub n must not be equal to 0 and a sub I is an integer for all I greater than or equal to 0 but less than or equal to n. Be a polynomial equation of degree n. Now, if p divided by q in lowest term is a rational root of the equation, then p is a factor of a sub 0. And q is a factor of a sub n, where a sub n must not be equal to 0. And a sub 0, a sub 1, a sub 2, up to a sub n are real numbers. So, we will use the rational root theorem in finding the roots of the given polynomial equation. So, we take note that we have to look at the factors of a sub 0, which is your constant term, which is your p, and it should be divided by the factors of a sub n or q. So, in finding the roots of the polynomial equation by applying the rational root theorem, we have these steps. First, we have to identify a sub 0 and a sub n and its factor. So, we have to identify p and q and list down all the possible roots. Second is that we have to check if x minus 1 or x plus 1 is a factor of a given polynomial equation, and we have to use the synthetic division. Third, if it is a factor, then we have to get the depressed equation and factor it out. And lastly, if everything is already factored out, list down the roots of the polynomial equation. So to understand this and to apply the rational root theorem in solving for the roots of polynomial equation, let's have these examples. Example number 1. Find all the real roots of the polynomial equation x cubed plus 3x squared minus 13x minus 15 by applying the rational root theorem. First is we have to identify the constant term and the numerical coefficient of the leading term. So, in this case, a sub 0 or the constant term is negative 15. Meanwhile, the a sub n or the numerical coefficient of the leading term is 1. So, this time, we will list down all the factors of a sub 0 and a sub n. So, we know that p is the factor of a sub 0. So, you can have the factors of 15 can be positive or negative 1, positive or negative 3, positive or negative 5, and lastly, positive or negative 15. For a sub n, which is equal to 1, the factors of that is either positive or negative 1. So, take note that the rational root theorem tells us that p divided by q in lowest term is a rational root of p of x. So, to find the possible roots of p of x, so we divide this set of factors of a sub 0 by the factors of a sub n. So, the possible roots are positive or negative 1, positive or negative 3, positive or negative 5, or positive or negative 15. So, the next step, we will check if x minus 1 or x plus 1 is a factor of p of x. Diba? 1 or negative 1 is a possible root. So, we will start with the smallest possible roots. So, we test x plus 1. So, we will use the synthetic division. We list down all the numerical coefficient of our p of x. So, we have 1, 3, negative 13, negative 15. Now, the number that should be written in this corner is negative 1. So, by synthetic division, we bring down 1. So, 1 times the negative 1 is negative 1. 3 minus 1 is positive 2. Now, this time, we multiply negative 1 by 2. So, we have negative 2. So, adding negative 13 and negative 2, you'll have negative 15. So, lastly, we have to multiply negative 1 times negative 15. That gives you positive 15. Now, in this case, obviously, the remainder is 0. Hence, x plus 1 is a factor of p of x. And the negative 1 is one of the roots of the p of x. Now, from here, we will rewrite our depressed equation using this numerical coefficient in the third row. So, we have the depressed equation is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 15. Now, we can factor out this depressed equation. So, to solve this, we can factor out this as x plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 3. So, solving for x is equal to negative 5. And the other one, x is equal to 3. Now, in this case, we have all the roots of the polynomial equation. Hence, the roots of the polynomial equation x cubed plus 3x squared minus 13x minus 15 are negative 5, negative 1, and positive 3. Claro? Let's take another example. Example number 2. Now, we have x to the 4th power minus x cubed minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18. And we have to apply the rational root theorem. First is that we know that 18 is the constant term. And this is your a sub 0. Now, the numerical coefficient of the leading term is 1. So, if we list down the factors of a sub 0 and a sub 1, we have p is equal to, so you have the factors of 18, positive or negative 1, positive or negative 2, positive or negative 3, positive or negative 6, and positive or negative 9, and lastly, positive or negative 18. For your numerical coefficient in the leading term, the only factor of 1 is either positive 1 or negative 1. So, if we divide p by q, so all the possible roots of p of x are positive or negative 1, positive or negative 2, positive or negative 3, positive or negative 6, positive or negative 9, and positive or negative 18. So, imagine there are many possible roots of p of x. But in this case, since we have to start testing whether x plus 1 or x minus 1 is a root of p of x, then in this case, let's try x plus 1. Now, we will have the synthetic division. So, we have this numerical coefficient of the p of x. We have 1, negative 11, 9, and 18. Now, the number that should be written here is negative 1. So, we will try if negative 1 is one of the possible roots of one of the roots of p of x. So by synthetic division, we bring down 1. So 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus the negative 1, that gives you negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Negative 11 plus 2 is negative 9. Now, negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Lastly, negative 1 times 18 is negative 18. Now, obviously, the sum of 18 and negative 18 is 0. Hence, yung x plus 1 is a factor of p of x. And ibig sabihin din ito that your negative 1 is one of the roots of p of x. Now, from here, obviously, you have a depressed equation in the form of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9x plus 18. To solve the depressed equation, we will again test all these possible roots. So, again, we will have our synthetic division. This time, I want to test if 2 is a root of the polynomial equation. So, copying the numerical coefficient of our depressed equation, we have 1, negative 2, negative 9, and 18. So, by synthetic division again, so the number that should be written here is 2. Now, to solve this, we have to bring down 1. Now, 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Negative 9 plus 0 is negative 9. Negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. Now, obviously, the remainder is 0. And we can say that 2 is another root of the polynomial equation p of x. Now, in the third row, we have this depressed equation again. So, we can rewrite this as x squared minus 9. This time, we have a quadratic equation. Now, we can factor x squared minus 9 as x plus 3 times the quantity of x minus 3. Now, we can solve for the value of x. We have x is equal to negative 3 and x is equal to 3. Now, this time, we were able to solve and find the real roots of the polynomial equation x to the 4th power minus x cubed minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18. And the following roots are negative 3, negative 1, positive 2, and positive 3. If in case you have a polynomial equation with 4 as the exponent of the leading term, then it means to say you have to use synthetic division twice in order for you to factor completely the given polynomial equation and finally solve for the value of or values of x. So in this case, we use the synthetic division twice. So it's important that when you use the rational root theorem, you have to identify the a sub 0 or the constant and the numerical coefficient of the leading term, and then list down all its factors. So, and then divide p by q. So you have your possible roots. At least this time you're guided with what number are you going to test. So make sure you start with either x plus 1 or x minus 1. Test it if it is a factor or not. Then you move on to the next possible roots. Then you use synthetic division and finally list down all the possible roots of the polynomial equation. Now, it's time for you to practice the skill that you have learned. Find the possible roots of the given polynomial equation using the rational root theorem. If you're done, share your answers in the comment section. If you think Math Husay Math Tutorial helps you learn what rational root theorem is, give this video a thumbs up, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, ang sikreto para maging math husay, matuto at mag-ensayo. Watch the next episode and learn how to solve problems involving polynomials and polynomial equations. See ya! Bye!